well, it's easier to start with. Like I had a plan to do a pick a card video, which was making me nervous because I'd never done a pick a card video before. And usually right after I finish one video, I get like a sense of what other video I'm going to film. But this time I didn't. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just do a general pick a card reading. Haven't done that before. Then the exhaustion hit, and I was like, okay, I'll take a day or two off to get my sleep schedule together. It's not together, but I got this overwhelming feeling about somebody having anxiety about their love life. And I'm learning that when I have those heavy feelings, it's not me. It's kind of a sign that me or somebody else needs a tarot reading. So here I am. So we're gonna do like a romance theme reading. That's what I'm aiming for. Who knows if that's what will actually come out. And I pulled out some of the card decks that I'm most comfortable with, because love is a funny energy. So we're gonna get started in a second. I'm kind of just shuffling to keep my hands busy while I talk, because I feel really awkward, to be quite honest, if I'm just filming and there's nothing going on. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you've been getting better sleep than I have. When I do sleep, it's good. It's nice. I sleep well, and then I wake up, and I even woke up with like a splitting headache today, which is crazy, because I used to be kind of chronically malnourished and sickly. And so I used to wake up with a headache pretty much every day of my life for like over a decade, which is crazy to even like say. But I woke up with that headache today, and it's since gone, but it was very weird because I haven't like had a headache like that in a hot minute. And let's see what comes out. Thank you. Oh, lack of clarity. Are you giving me more cards about that? No, I want that. That almost came out. Queen of Cups. Knight of Swords. Okay. I want more. I'm going to go into this Oracle deck. I have this chronic need to fill this silence. While I'm shuffling and I'm getting rid of that. But don't be alarmed if I'm quiet for a little while. I'm just kind of processing the energy. Oh, thank you. Twin flamed. Region of the soul, tonal mates, same soul frequently, and anger issues, loose cannon, highly reactive. Which is crazy because I've been feeling a lot of anger lately. Out of character anger. Sorry, I'm just going about how to process this. I find it really interesting. So I have a king on this side and a queen on this side. Hold on. Okay, I see that there's a split now. I'm getting into the root of this. So I feel like this is you, the person watching this, and this is in regards to your twin flame. I'm not even gonna say it's the person you're dealing with. It's your twin flame. If you're watching this, you know who your twin flame is, or you suspect it. My best advice for if you don't know who your twin flame is to think about who do you want it to be, because that's usually who it is. I'm not taking all of those cards. You guys aren't speaking, and you do know this person. There's no communication. This is the Eight of Wands, my communication cards. It's in reverse. There's no communication between the two of you. And I find it really interesting because typically twin flame relationships are split into a masculine and feminine, and you have the masculine on one side and the feminine on the other side, and that's regardless of gender or a lack of gender, because I'm a divine feminine and I am agender. I don't have a gender. What that does mean is that everything has the feminine and masculine energy. It almost kind of works as a yin and yang. And everybody has feminine and masculine energy. And when you're at your highest vibrational frequency, you're 50-50 of each. But then that brings the question, like, how am I divine feminine if I also am half, exactly half divine masculine when I'm at my highest frequency? It's because it's what determines who is the masculine and who is the feminine in a twin flame relationship, or when it regards to energy, it's like you primarily have one energy and you learn to cultivate the other, or learn to heal the other. So the divine feminine is the person who is naturally more inclined to working with feminine energies, nurturing, intuition, all of that, or the masculine, go-getting, headstrong, dealing in the physical world. And typically, because the nature of it is very spiritual, with feminine energy, people are reading tarot readings, it's very rare, I think personally, that I have a masculine come into my tarot room, and their energy is completely different. It's very unusual for the person watching the tarot video, coming across it, to be the masculine, because it's like, if anybody in the relationship is going to be into this kind of stuff, it's the feminine. um with that to say, I feel like in this relationship, so again, I'm going to do an energy split right here. So I'm going to start with you. We have the feminine, represented by the King of Swords and the High Priestess. So you have very sharp intuition. That's what the High Priestess is. And it's almost kind of like that's your main mode. I feel like for you, you may have been operating off your intuition long before you realize that's what it is. It's like you kind of have a natural sense of the right way to do things. And with the King of Swords, it's like your journey has been coming into that clarity. Sorry, I just realized something about this reading. It's like your journey has been okay. How do I explain this? Okay, so High Priestess, Queen of Cups, and I have the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. We're comparing you and your person's energy. The High Priestess, like the baby version of the High Priestess, to me, is the Queen of Cups. This is intuitive energy, the emotions. And then the King of Swords, a baby version of the King of Swords, is the Knight of Swords. Knights learn from the kings, queens defer to the priestess. So it's like the message here is to recognize that you and your person, by nature of being twin flames, are two halves of the same person. You're very similar, but you're the more advanced version out of the two of you. It's like when it comes to feminine energy, your person is behind you. They are less intuitive and less aware with the Knight of Swords, because Swords is clarity. And that means that because you have the twin flame card here, you know who your twin flame is. You understand this connection. You know how deep it is. Your person doesn't. They're following behind you. What they do have is a lot of anger. And I'm going to go into that in just a second. I actually want one more. That's why I was shuffling chakra cards. They wouldn't give me a chakra card. And I think it's because they want another one. I want to clarify that. If anything, the reason why you and this person aren't speaking, it's like they have too much masculine energy. Because I'm looking at the loose cannon, highly reactive. Masculine energy, like, acts, does, creates things, goes in headstrong and makes what they want to happen. This person has like too much feminine energy and not enough, too much masculine energy and not enough feminine energy. It's like they're rash is the word I'm getting, and that might be what led to the reason why you two aren't talking. I have predator, beware of intentions, growing apart, moving in a different directions, emotional distance. Okay. I want some chakra cards. I'm going to puzzle this out. This is interesting because I literally have like 10% battery. So if this cuts out at some point, you know what happened. Universal energy right here. I feel like, see, the predator beware of intention cards, like when that comes out, your gut reaction is to be like, oh my God, this person's a predator. They're not. I think they have been a victim. Oh, can you even read that card? Sorry, my light's a little bit intense right now. It's almost like they've been the victim of predators before, people, energy vampires, people taking advantage of them, is what I just got. Taking advantage of them, almost, I'm getting that energy of like subtle bullying, like almost like, when people make jokes about you in front of you and you're not even really sure if passive aggressive jokes, sly comments, things like that is what they've been exposed to all of their life. And so they're naturally distrustful of you because you radiate. I have the universal energy cards for you. It's like you radiate peace and love, and you may have unconditional love for this person. They don't trust it because of what's happened to them in the past. And with the anger issues, we have this highly reactive energy. Maybe you did something that triggered this person. Out of the good of your, it's almost like you did something that, if they had given you the benefit of the doubt in the situation, and if they'd given you the benefit of the doubt, then they would have seen that you had good intentions here. I'm not saying you did something wrong, but you did trigger them because something you did reminded them of something a predator in the past did to them. The action itself wasn't bad, what you did. It was something of it was reminiscent of how somebody else used to control them and manipulate them. And so they reacted, which led to you guys not communicating. And now they feel like you're growing apart, moving in different directions, emotional distance. Like they blew up and then like cut you off. I'm getting like the image of like putting a wall down, like may have slammed down the wall on their feelings for you. Maybe in the past they have encountered people, trusted them, learned that trust wasn't good, learned that they weren't to be trusted, and then they moved to go cut that person out of their life. And so they're doing the same for you. It's a bit of a mess though, and it might still be a mess because they're trying to cut you out and they find that they can, and it's causing them quite a lot of anxiety here because they don't understand. They're getting there. Because I feel like this person, I feel like we have the Queen of Cups and the Knights of Swords, which are like right behind these cards. I feel like this person, if we had had this reading a couple months ago, was a lot less cloudy. It's almost like they're starting to put things together and realize that something's off. It's like maybe what you did to them triggered something in them that reminded them of somebody else, but now as time has gone by, they're noticing that you're not reacting the way the other person did, and it's starting to make them kind of go, hold up, this isn't playing out how it usually plays out. They're not quite at the point where they're like, so was I wrong about you? They're kind of just at the point where it's causing them anxiety because they're used to this. It's almost like they feel deep emotion for you, but they always had this feeling of it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. So when whatever happened between you guys happened, they kind of went, I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. This always happens. It always goes like this, and then cut the door. And you've gone off script. So now, usually when they cut the door off on people, there's a certain set of actions that follow. And that person acts the same exact way so they can go, yep, I knew it was going to happen exactly like that. They always do it. And so they were waiting for you to take those steps. So because your intentions here were pure, you're not doing the things that people usually do when they react in this way. It's almost like you came at this person with unconditional love and you still have unconditional love for them. And they're starting to go, what? I hope that's making sense. I want a chocolate card. Creativity. Okay, cool. I will clarify that later. I'm going to go into animal spirit cards and see what pops out. Ideally, I would have 3. That's what they're showing me is 3, but we'll see what comes out. How much? Interesting to see how much battery I have, but I guess we're just going to wing it. Should notify me when it gets down to 5%. I was charging my phone and they were like, go ahead, go. Oh, and there's 3. Synchronicities. Bring your ideas to life. Sweet results relate and co-create with spirit. With the sweet result await, I feel like what they want to highlight here is that usually, I think that this person, going back into what I said before, I feel like this person usually finds people, that do them dirty, they cut them off, and they feel relief. That would be the sweet results await. That's the reward for I found out this person was toxic. I cut them off. I feel so much better. They're not feeling better with you gone. They actually feel worse. And think they're clarifying that's what's tipping them off that something isn't right. I want to clarify this creativity card. What's tipping them off that something isn't right is that they kind of were like, oh, I knew this person was toxic all along. I suspected it. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew that nobody really just loves me. It comes down to unconditional love. They don't truly believe anybody unconditionally loves them. I don't think they even believe in unconditional love as a concept. I think they think that it's something people say and do, and then it always just ends up blowing up in their face. Nobody really, feels that way. Nobody's really that pure-hearted. Maybe they watch romance movies and they're like, this is all made up and completely unrealistic. People don't do grand gestures of love. People don't do this and that. And maybe that's what you did, was a grand gesture of love that they saw as creepy or controlling or something like that. Ooh, completely lost my train of thought. That means they want me to pull a card. But you get kind of what I'm saying, is that the unconditional love is what's tipping them off. And they thought, I knew all along that this person wasn't good for me. Maybe it like flipped a switch in their head and they were like, oh my God, they're controlling me. They were gaslighting me all along, yada, yada, yada. None of that's true. By the way, I don't want you to get this side of I don't want you to get in your feelings. This is how this person perceives you. And I want to just start out there and say that they are wrong. They are misunderstanding what you're doing with this communication card in reverse. And they expected that once, maybe this person even blamed you for everything that was going wrong with them. If they were depressed or sad or something like that, they might have blamed you for it and been like, I was so much better before I met you. There we go. I was getting so much better before I met you. And when they cut you off, they expected to feel relief. And maybe it took a while and they were like, we were together for a long time. I did really care about them. I expect that this is gonna, it might take a little while to heal. I think you're reaching that point where they're like, okay, it's kind of ridiculous that this much as time has gone by and I still miss that person. We have the heartbreak card right here with creativity. If you want any indication of what's the word? If you want a hint, if you have any way of still communicating or contacting this person or like knowing what they're up to, if you see them starting to get into the creativity, into music, back into art, into movies, things they were interested in, that's coming from a place of heartbreak. It's like they miss you a lot and they're starting to admit that they miss you because they're coping with it by going through creativity. It's maybe in the past this person dealt with this breakup, this feeling that wouldn't go away after they cut you out by numbing it, trying to ignore the feeling, thinking that it would go away, and it's not going away. So they're being forced to find new reasons, new ways of coping with that pain. And whether they realize it or not, they're coping with it by like creativity, getting into that creative space. If they, they're giving me music. I just keep getting music over and over again. This person's maybe getting into music, and it's showing that they're healing their heart space, because maybe they were so cut off when they cut you off, put down that wall, they numbed so much they couldn't even like enjoy music. Music really touches your soul, which is interesting because spirit gives messages through music. So this person may be getting spiritual coaching without even realizing it. And with co-create with spirit, I feel like you're in the dark with a lot of this. I feel like usually, because this person's really intuitive, I feel like usually the feminine in the situation can read people really well and understand what's going on. And it may be a role in your life that you understand where other people need to be healed, and you take it I don't want to say take it onto yourself, but you end up playing a part in healing other people. Maybe you have exposed parts of people that need to be healed. It's like usually when you understand psychologically, because I think you understand most of this. I don't think anything I've said about this person is a surprise to you. I feel like you've read most of this about this. I feel like usually spirit and you do it together. Like you're taking intuitive hints on how to help this person or how to manage the situation. In this case, with co-create with spirit in reverse, they've cut you out of it. And spirit has kind of gone, you go over here. We're going to handle this person out of sight, out of mind. You're not involved in this. You can't help them. And then I have the electric eel spirit with bring your ideas to life, which I'm going to clarify really quickly, very briefly. I'm going to pull a card for that. it's almost, I'm trying to figure out how to name this feeling. With bring your ideas to life, I feel like you care a lot about this person, and this person cares a lot about you. And I think that the feeling that I said that they had about that, suspicion that this person's going to turn on me, yada, 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 caused a lot of stress for this person while you guys were together. They were very happy and they enjoyed a lot of their time with you, obviously, or else they wouldn't be pining with you for this. But it did cause them a lot of anxiety. And getting to the root of why does this person make me anxious? Why, do they really love me? All of that was taking up a whole bunch of their mental space. In the same vein, you love this person and were observing a whole bunch of their behaviors that needed healing, and you were very focused and anxious about how are they going to heal this, how are we going to get through this, how is this going to handle. And the thing is that you two cannot fix each other. And that sounds really harsh, but I mean that to say is that you two cannot fix each other. This, what's broken here between you, this lack of communication, this barrier, what this person needs to heal, can only be fixed with time. And it's like it fixes itself on its own, which is why spirit is taking you out of it. They just need time. But in the meantime, had you two stayed together, this would have been healed. But you guys would have been going through all this mess, back and forth, them lashing out at you, you lashing out at them, you being hurt, them, common, highly reactive. This toxic loop would have been going on and on and on until it healed. But in the meantime, you both would have been in high stress. It's almost like spirit has other things for you to do. They're like, hey, so since this can be healed, with some space, this is going to be healed anyways. You guys don't really need each other right now. How about you guys separate and focus, because we've removed each other and how much you care about each other, because you would be focusing on each other right now from the equation. You are able to work on other things in the meantime while this thing is being healing. It's coming in as like they're trying to be time efficient, which is funny because I'm seeing that this person, the intuitive, actually likes the efficiency. You may have be separated from this person. You're constantly like, when is this gonna happen? When is this gonna be over with? When are they gonna contact me? Because you and this person, that you're twin flames. You know that this is a separation. You're gonna get back together. You're kind of like, I just want to get on with my life. And they're like, listen, buddy, there's all this stuff that you're doing in the meantime. You guys are going to get back together anyways. Wouldn't you like to get to the end of that and have you go, oh my God, look at all this stuff I completed in the meantime while this thing that I had no control over was heating? It's almost like, okay, so if I'm doing a bad job of explaining it, I'll give you a metaphor. Imagine you're cooking, right? And you have dinner and dessert that you need to make, right? So being with this person is like if you have a cake in the oven, you're starting on dessert, you do the cake because you're like, the cake's going to have to be in the oven for like hours, whatever, in this situation. Or yeah, making a turkey. Let's just say that because turkeys go in the oven for a long time. You're making a turkey. The turkey's gonna have to be in the oven for 6 hours, and you love turkey. You're obsessed with getting the turkey perfect. You love it. So you put your turkey in the oven and you set the timer for 6 hours, and then you just sit there and stare at the oven. Staring at the oven is not going to make the turkey move any faster. You have nothing to gain by doing that. There's nothing for you to do. You did everything you could do, and now the turkey's in the oven. And spirit with this person is kind of like, how about since you have other things to make, you start cooking the other things. That way, when the turkey's done in 6 hours, all the rest of the food is done. But you can't stop thinking about the turkey. So you're like, well, I just want to stare at the turkey. I just want to check on it. I just want to make sure it's good. This separation with this person was spirit's way of telling you, go cook something else while the turkey is baking. Does that make sense? And if you get kind of reaction because I feel like you're intuitive when you have dreams about this person, or you have thoughts about this person, you're like, why isn't it happening? They're kind of like, this is going to take as much time as it's going to take. The turkey has to be in the oven for 6 hours. Do you want to stare at the turkey for 6 hours and be in agony, watching every single piece fall off, worrying is it going to cook right? Yada, yada, yada. Do you want to do that, or do you want to be cooking something else? Because not only would you have all of dinner done, so by the time the turkey's ready, you're good, you're also distracting yourself. So you're not agonizing over the turkey. This separation was a blessing for you. Whether you recognize that or not. I understand that it's hard. I do. I really, really do. But it was a blessing for you. And they're kind of like, if you could go, if when you're at the end of this and you and this person are speaking again, if you went back in time, you're going to be happy that this happened. You are. You're going to be thankful that we gave you the chance to do all this stuff, because once you get back with this person, I think you're going to see that there was absolutely nothing you could do to speed this on. They are asking you to release the idea that there's anything in the world you could do to help this person right now. There is nothing to be gained by talking to them, nothing to be gained by being in each other's lives as this person is right now. All it's going to do is hurt you. And then when this person is ready and healed, you're going to have the heartbreak card is going to go to you. You're going to have heartbreak that needs to be mended because of the damage this person inflicts on you while they're projecting their trauma onto you because they're triggered all the time. Does that make sense? I'm gonna grab some more cards for you because I have a couple more decks. Oh, the twin flame card wanted to come out. To answer your question, involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. You have an issue where you doubt that this person is your twin flame. That's my leg. Ignore it. I need to stretch out. I'm sitting on the floor again. You have this issue where you doubt that this person is your twin flame. And they give this to me with a little bit of irritation where they're like, if you are this person, the divine feminine situation, you have gotten constant, nonstop affirmation that this person that I'm talking about is your twin flame. You just get in your anxious head about it. So they're not like mad at you, but they're kind of like, I'm saying that you get constant confirmations that it resonates with you and you know it clicks and you believe the reading. But they're like, we do this all the time because we know it's hard. We know that a lot of this looks really bad. Whatever situation with this person, it honestly looks and feels like they're never going to speak to you again. And it's never going to be okay. And they're like, we recognize how it looks, and we know that you doubt this person, your twin flame. So they're throwing out an extra twin flame card for you. So hopefully that makes you feel better, because I feel like that might have been the anxiety this person was dealing with, was going, like, oh, maybe I have it all wrong. I feel like you get into these moods, because that's the mood I was in earlier, which was very, maybe I've got it all wrong. This person's never coming back. It's never going to happen. And they're kind of like, we know what you're feeling. We're going to throw an extra card. I barely even see this card in the deck. I will tell you, I'm surprised that both of them came out. Visualize success, see yourself doing well in this situation, have faith in a positive outcome. That also goes to the twin flame card. Recognize that if you spend this entire journey in constant anxiety, crying your eyes out, you're still going to get together with this person. So don't think, I hate when people go like, you have to think positively to manifest a positive example. This twin flame connection, this is inevitable. Kind of like how I said, the turkey's coming out of the oven in 6 hours. So you don't have to. If you have moments of worry or even weeks of worry about this person and doubt it, you're not going to ruin this relationship. But they're kind of just like, it's easy. If you visualize success, it'll be easier on you. I'm going to put these over with this person. Now, what deck did I want to go into after that? I want some of these. I'm going to put some for each side. It's my personal channeled messages cards. Nope, that's too many. Okay. What is your breath telling you about the state of your soul? The universe moves to a place it is safe to let go and walk away. Laziness doesn't exist if you're tired. It's because you need rest. It is safe to be selfish. You have permission to be angry. Emote for success. So I'm going to split these in half as well, because I feel like they belong here in this order. So I'm going to start with this person because these ones make sense. Laziness doesn't exist if you're tired. It's because you need rest. This person struggles with, like I said, they're the Queen of Cups. And I feel like this person may be starting, because they're spiritually awakening. Like I said, they're coming to your level as the High Priestess. This person's starting to become more spiritually attuned ever so slowly. And it's coming with that, like I said in the beginning of this video, that a lot of, because everything I say the second I start recording is important. That's how they work. That I and a whole bunch of other tarot readers suffer from, like, exhaustion and things like that. Ooh, I don't want my camera to die. I'm so worried about that. Sorry. We suffer from exhaustion, things like that. As this person is spiritually awakening, they're starting to feel that same exhaustion. It's because the dream state is where a lot of uploads and channeled messages and prophetic dreams come true. When you're asleep and unconscious, you're more connected to the divine at any point in time. So people who are more intuitive and tapping into intuition do feel kind of bogged down, like sleepy. Your person's starting to feel that way, and that's why it's kind of like if you're like me, this person on this side, the divine feminine, may be feeling a little bit more tired lately. That's a synchronicity for you to understand, because you're very connected with this person. You probably mirror each other. I feel like you may even, one of the reasons why you know this person is your twin flame is because you experience telepathy with them, maybe feel what their body's going through. You're feeling their sleepiness. And it's also teaching this person to value themselves, because I feel like this masculine, with all of these red cards and the loose cannon highly reactive, I feel like they throw themselves into overworking and burning out really easily, and the universe is helping them to heal that. If you are burning yourself out and you won't stop, the universe will stop you. If you miss all of the hints, the universe is not going to let you destroy yourself. If you miss every single hint that the universe gives you to slow down, take time off of work and ignore it, they will, push you out of work temporarily. This person's being put out of work. They're feeling exhausted. I don't know if anything happened to them. I don't know if you know that. It could be just as simple as they're just too exhausted to get out of bed, and so the universe is forcing them to rest because they are burnt out, and that rest is helping them to come back to themselves, because part of why they were so triggered is because their energy was all over the place, because they were burning themselves out. It's like I'm getting the image of like a rope about to break, like, it's separated into two pieces and there's that one little strand in the middle. That's kind of like what happened to that person. They stretched themselves too thin, rubbed themselves too dry, and then they just had that one string and it snapped, and they've been snapped ever since. They need to rest and spend time to braid themselves back together. And then it is safe to be selfish. You have permission to be angry, emote for success. Part of this person realizing that you aren't one of these predators that they've experienced in the past is them comparing and contrasting what you did to what other people did. And in that process, they are going to feel angry, realizing that they put up with stuff in the past, that they reacted the way they did because of trauma they have. They're going to feel angry. I feel like this is almost, because again, this video is for the divine feminine, because you're most likely to be watching this. If you may feel tired, more tired than usual and grumpier than usual. Those are both reflections of what this person is feeling. They want you to know that you are feeling a very, very sorry about that. My phone died, which I'm sure was supposed to happen, or else they would have told me to charge my phone more. But I took a little break, got some more clarification of cards on the side, and I was going to shuffle more cards in the meantime. I don't want to let you know the True Love card came out for this side. So again, we have 3 cards of, this is the one you've been waiting for. We have 3 cards. Really just hammering in that this is your person, again, they're really hammering in that the thing that you, the intuitive, the high priestess, have the highest issue with the divine feminine is, you worry that you have the wrong person because of the way this person is acting. You're not sure if this is actually your soulmate. They're like, no, it's legit this time. It is. And they'll re-clarify that for you as many times as you need it, to the point where it might get annoying. But just know it whether you know it or not, it helps. I feel like with all of this nurturing energy, I feel like you would make a great partner to anybody. So they're trying to get you to focus in on the correct person, so you can bring them in. It's like you could be great with anybody, but there's one person who's a really good match for you, and it's this person, and it requires a little bit of faith. You have to be manifesting them in order for it to work. So anyways, as I was saying, you mirror this person's energy. So I feel like you're feeling more tired and drained as well, kind of like I am, because I haven't been sleeping for a few days. I feel like that's synchronicity for you. Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I'm really tired. I feel like you're exhausted, and it's mirroring this person's exhaustion. But I feel like what you're feeling is minuscule compared to what they are. I feel like your person's not doing too great. They're healing ever so slowly, but it's like I said, as time goes on, they expect it to feel better. As time goes on, they feel worse and worse. I also talked about them being angry. I feel like you're going to get mirrors of what this person is feeling, but it's not as... No. You're gonna... You two mirror each other a lot. I feel like you know that. So if you've been feeling more grumpy or tired, exhausted, angry, getting flashes of anger, it's you're feeling what this person is feeling. Like I said, you're in this universal energy, so I feel like you radiate more of like a unconditional love frequency, and I feel like it's been kind of squicking you out, that you've been off a little bit, but it's because of this person. They're letting you know that that's more confirmation for you, that this person's your twin flame, because you're getting energies that aren't yours. And then for you, I have, what is your breath telling you about the state of your soul? And the universe moves to a place it is safe to let go and walk away. I'm going to clarify the breath of state of your soul. Kind of what I said, what is your breath telling you about the state of your soul? That message to me always reads as, there's something that I say, if you don't know what you're feeling intuitively, ask yourself, does it feel good or does it feel anxious? Make you feel anxious, because when you're in vibration with the universal, when you're in sync with the universal energy and what's correct, it's almost like an energy that you can tap into. And that's why people can do things like make predictions and have tarot readings. They're tapping into that energy. And that energy is the energy of unconditional love and truth. And it feels good. When you're out of that energy, you feel anxiety or something very similar to it, like a dropping of a gut. Know the drop, like it's like a cold stone in your gut. If you, person on this side, like I said, may have suffered from chronic exhaustion or something like that, you also probably suffer from anxiety before you figured out what it was, which is your body telling you. So know that if you do start to doubt this person and your connection and you feel very anxious, that anxiety is exactly all the confirmation you need that you are on some other BS when you're in that state of mind. What is your breath telling you about the state of your soul? The breath, that anxiety, high-pitched hyperventilating kind of thing, that's letting you know whenever you have thoughts that make you feel like that, those thoughts aren't true. And when it comes to the universe moves to a place it is safe to let go and walk away, that's almost, I think you're mirroring this person's energy as well, because remember how I said that this person gets triggered and cuts people off and then walks away and feels better about it, you know what I mean? And they don't usually let people back in. I think that your person's soul journey is learning that they were wrong about you and letting you back in. On the other hand here, I feel like you constantly get cut off by people. I think you constantly get cut off with people. I'm going to stick with that. You get constantly cut off by people. Maybe you get broken up with in past relationships, or friends betray you or abandon you. And then by the time that they grow and heal and go through what this person is going through and want you back, you no longer want them, either A, because you realize the friendship was, or relationship was very shallow, and, you didn't realize it until you were without them, that they're, you could make better friends and stuff like that, or better partners, or because when they come back healed, they're still not good enough for you. And I feel like with this card, I feel like you have a lingering, this person needs clarity. You need faith, because this is the one person that's going to come back and they're going to be better and changed and different. And you love this person as you are and you're very happy with them, but there is this toxicity underneath of it, these tendencies that did cause you a lot of pain. You have a hard time believing that if this person comes back, it's going to be different. It is. The universe moves to replace. Usually if you've lost friends in the past, you've managed to, let go of them, and then new better friends come in. So you almost worry, am I going to let go of this person like I had to in the situation? And then somebody new comes in to replace them. They're being replaced with a better version of themselves. Just like this person has been able to walk away from all and cut their heart off to people and suffer no consequences. This is the one time you're tripping them up because they're not able to walk away from you. This is also going to be the first time for you that somebody comes back and they're different and they're better. And yeah, that's your homework. You have a test of faith here as well. And they want to let you know that. They're recognizing that's something you struggle with, and it's okay. Just have faith. This person's going to come back better. Like I said, visualize success. Wherever that card was, I just might have, visualize success. That's advice for you. I'm going to, while my phone was cut out, I picked up some more decks. So give me one moment. I'm going to clear up and do some more clarifying because they wanted more messages. I always want to start out my videos by being like, this is going to be really quick. And I'm learning to stop doing that, or even start, you know, like my in-person readings off of this. So just be really quick, because it's never really quick. And I should have let that, I need to let that go, because it always trips me up. I think I'm going to keep it split like it was between you and this person, because you guys mirror your energy a lot. So I think that it would be beneficial to you to see it as you and them, you and them. I feel like maybe you as a person have like some Libra energy in your chart, and you're always like doing that compare and contrast kind of thing. So I feel like they're kind of telling you that that's it. It'll make it easier for you to comprehend what's going on. I also feel like that something you might struggle with, Divine Feminine, is being more empathetic and forgiving towards your twin flame than you are to yourself. I feel like almost you're very hard on yourself. You know, like maybe your twin flame does something that hurts you, and your immediate reaction is to be like, that hurts me, but I understand why you would do that, because you had toxic parents, or this thing happened to you as a child, and I get why you're like that. It's not cool that you're like that, but I understand. And you like come at it from a place of empathy, and I feel like you may struggle to empathize with yourself in the same way, which is kind of cool, because your twin flame is you. So by empathizing with them, you are empathizing with yourself. It like reflects a mirror back at you. Maybe you go back later and go, huh, you know, that person had trauma with their parents. And you realize, you know, maybe in the space apart, that like, oh, I have that same trauma too. I should be easier on myself, forgive myself. But they're basically telling me that mirroring the reading that way is going to make it better for you, easier for you to understand, because you empathize heavily with this person. It's almost like if I made a reading just about you, it wouldn't interest you as much. You may even hesitate to click on this if you don't see your person's energy being talked about, because you're like, okay, what about me? But also, what about them? You know what I mean? That's kind of how you approach things, which is good. It's part of, like I said, I feel like you make a really good partner to a lot of people. And I feel like that's one of those qualities that would be like, that make you a great partner, is that you're very, you're equally as invested in your partner's happiness and success as you are with yours. Mirror card. Castle. It's time for healing, not war. I'm gonna flip these, actually, because I feel like this is you and this is your person. And I'm gonna get some animal spirit cards. I think I want 2 each of these, because these do really well paired together. I almost see this treat your body like the palace it is card being a direct reflection of what I just said, of taking the love and understanding and compassion you extend to others, and learning to also give yourself that same compassion and understanding. I feel like you approach even people with like who have done bad things to you, you approach it with the like, yeah, that was really messed up, but they had a hard childhood. Not like absolving them of it. I don't want to say you make excuses for people, but I feel like you see the full picture of what people are going through. Almost like, you know, maybe your parent lashes out at you and you know, are like angry about it, but you also in that moment also completely understand why they're doing the things they do. You know, they had trauma as a kid. I see that you're doing this because your mother did it to me, and yada, 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 on and on and on. They want you to be less critical of yourself and see yourself in that same light. What is this? And one extra. Interesting. Okay. Oh, they want the middle energy too. That's what that is. So here as well with the Panther and Peacock. The Peacock card for me is always vanity, almost like self-obsession, but not with that negative spin on it. It's almost like healthy self-love. The peacocks have that beautiful tail that they, you know, show off and they flaunt. And like, you could be like, oh, you're such a peacock, you're showing off. But like, my thing is, peacock tails are beautiful. Like, it's not self-obsessed to look good and look in the mirror and go, I look good. You know what I mean? And with that energy in reverse, I feel like you want to get into this peacock energy of like, I want to love myself and this and that. And then you get there and you're like, oh, I'm just being narcissistic. I'm being self-obsessed. And I want you to, I'm going to flip it upright for you, because I want you to flip that energy upright and realize that you're actually a really amazing person, like above average amazing. And it's okay to acknowledge yourself as above average. It's okay to admit that you are really intuitive, really kind, smarter than most people. I want you to almost like mentally make a list of the things that you consider yourself good at, and acknowledge that you're really good at those things to yourself privately, and then maybe integrate that into conversation with other people slowly. And with the Panther, with the Peacock and the Panther, I almost feel like you're underestimated very often. I feel like you we have this lovely peaceful energy, and I've talked about how you heal your heart. So I feel like, you know, you're a beautiful soul, but I feel like you also have this dark side, which is to say that you are you're just fierce. It's almost, they're kind of giving me the image of like don't test me. It's like you're the peacock on the surface, this beautiful, vibrant, unconditionally loving person, but you won't hesitate to bite if you're tested. I don't know why it's important to go into that, but it is. And then I want to get into your person in just a second. I want this Deer card clarified, this middle energy. The Lighthouse, don't doubt your worth. Oh. With the Deer card, nice heart energy. They're letting you know that your person struggles with this as well. And with it's a time for healing, not war. I think I said before that your person is more of a masculine energy, and they maybe struggle with the aspects of sitting down, because the masculine moves, does, you know, they get things done. The feminine manifests. She waits for the universe to bring things to her. She receives. I feel like your person kind of has a tendency to rage against the machine or get things done, and they don't really like let themselves slow down and stop. I'm springing to mind, I heard something a while ago where they said people always tell you to, you know, heal or to release feelings, and how do you do that? And the person whose video went, well, if you're constantly drowning out the way that you feel, you aren't letting yourself heal. The way you heal things is by letting your body fully feel the feeling and the emotion, because otherwise it's trapped in your body and it's not being allowed to be expressed or let its way out. I feel like your person has a habit of doing that, where they use their masculine energy almost as a form of like distraction or self-harm, where they avoid feeling big feelings because they have the opportunity to go like, oh, well, I'm going to bury myself in work. I'm going to keep myself distracted. I'm going to drink. I'm going to party, instead of sitting with their feelings. And with it's time for healing, not war. You see how this person is kind of in like a destroyed city. It's almost like their life is being torn apart. So that they're not being allowed to have distractions anymore. It's like if they were avoiding healing what they need to heal to be with you, and forgive you and heal this relationship, but they were avoiding that healing by burying themselves in a work, they're going to lose their job. You know, that's kind of like what they're saying. Or if they tend to, you know, go out with friends a lot to distract themselves. Hello, quarantine. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what they're saying. It's and with the rabbit, I feel like your person is, the rabbit is giving you the image of Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. I feel like they may masquerade as more of like a Aries, classically masculine type, you know, gregarious, confident, a go-getter. I feel like your person's actually kind of a nerd. I'm not even gonna lie. They're very intellectual, real brainiac. And you may have seen it if they have like specific weird eclectic hobbies that they're into. I feel like they get really geeky about them. But they're also, they have a lot of anxiety. I think it's funny that you have the Panther on this side and you have the Rabbit. I feel like anybody who doesn't know you and your partner well would probably flip this and think you're the anxious intellectual one. Because you do have that in you. But you're primarily this big, radiant, yellow aura energy. And your person is more of the anxious one out of you two. And also more of like I feel like this is methodical, kind of brainiac earth energy. And you're more air, water, eccentric. creative, bubbly, deep down. And then with this black egg, I'm going to put them this way because this is almost like this person's dark side. Like you have, like, you bite. Like, to be honest, it's just interesting because before I made this video, I sometimes get the names of videos in my head before I even make them of what I'm going to title them. And Love Bites was the one. So it's like you bite. Like, out of the two in this relationship, you're the one that really needs to be reckoned with. You're the real actual loose cannon, kind of like psychopathic energy. When you're pushed to your limits, you can be mean as hell, or to be honest. But this person, they clam up. And this may have expressed itself in the way you two fell out, that you went off and this person clammed up. With the black egg, I almost kind of see this person inside the egg. They shut off the world and they self-isolate and kind of go in like their turtle shell. And they won't come out ever. Kind of sort of. It's almost like a, like I said, physically, will go in their hidey hole and, not come out. I think they also, like, emotionally do this. I'm getting the image of, like, them going, that hurt me. Let me pack that up and put it in a box and put it on the shelf, and I'm never going to open that box. Like, that's kind of how they address things. They shut it off and they go, I'm going to bottle that feeling up and put it away and never address it. And that may be why, if you guys aren't communicating, you're not communicating, because they feel like they messed up or this connection is messed up, and they don't crack eggs. They don't take things out of the egg. They put the conflict between you two in an egg and went, that sucked. I'm not going to ever even think about that or touch that or that's dead to me, kind of, basically, is how they cope with things. That's their toxic trait. Your toxic trait is you have anger issues. They disengage. They disassociate completely. And you may be learning how to work through your rage without biting. It's almost like the image I got was growl, don't bite. Learn how to growl at people and warn them instead of just lunging out. And this person needs to learn how to crack a few eggs. In order to make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs. They need to learn how to actually deal with their problems instead of shutting off from the world and cocooning themselves. But let it be known that you guys mirror each other's energy. So I feel like, to a certain degree, you both have both of these aspects in you. You know what I mean? I just feel like these are primarily you, and this is more this person, and you guys both show, you both, you know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down. I want... Yep. Okay, so that's kind of just this. With the Quarrel card in reverse, I feel like I said, how you bite, I feel like you're learning how to manage conflict in a way that's healthy for you. They almost kind of gave me the image of lemmings jumping off of a cliff. I feel like when you get angry or somebody messes with you, your breaking point, you blow up at people. And don't get me wrong, they deserve to be blown up on, 100%, absolutely. You're dead right to do that. But the issue here is that you don't actually like the person you are when you blow up. So you blow up as a way of defending yourself. Like, you've been messing with me for years and I'm finally gonna, I'm gonna do all of this. You blow up, but it causes you a lot of stress. You currently are trying to find a way to manage people who test you and try you and come at you with negative energy, while also putting yourself and your peace of mind first. I was just about to say that I feel like this person has headphones in, but they don't have headphones. Oh, no, I'm not tripping. They do have headphones in. You kind of see how she's skipping along and laughing, and she's got the headphones. It's almost like they're teaching you how to do that, to energetically disengage with things that trigger you, so that instead of being angry all the time, you're able to preserve your little bubble. It's like, if you imagine if somebody was in this picture, off to the side yelling at her music is up so loud she can't even hear it. She could be skipping along and la-di-da and having a grand old time, and wouldn't even know if somebody's mad at her, or somebody, is trying to cuss her out. It doesn't interrupt her good mood and her good day. That's kind of what they're trying to put you in right now. What Spirit's helping you to heal and become or recognize about yourself. And with the intuition card here, I feel like this person, you know how I said they cut themselves off from situations and kind of put them in eggs and go, I can't deal with that now. Remember how I said earlier that, like, the turkey in the oven metaphor? This person would have no problem putting the turkey away in the oven and leaving it for 6 hours. At all. It's almost like if the turkey's making them anxious, they would rather put it in the oven and knock it away and forget about it. You struggle with it. Like I said, you kind of obsess over it and go, okay, how's the turkey doing? What's this? This person doesn't struggle with that. They want you to recognize that this person, when they do pack things away and go, I can't deal with that right now, they're operating off of intuition. Kind of how I said earlier, the thing that you're struggling with is the separation, not being able to get your hands in it and figure out what's going on. This person senses intuitively that there's nothing to be done right now. They want you to recognize this, is that you're clear about the nature of this relationship and that it's going to heal and that this is your twin flame. This person probably has no idea that they're meant to be with you. If you ask them, they're probably like, I'm never going to talk to that person again. You know that. What this person has that you don't is that they have the ability to put this relationship on a shelf and walk away from it. And that's their intuition. You guys are both very intuitive. It just shows in different ways. This is where their strong point, that's what they're letting me know with that card. Their strong point is that they can put this away. They don't know why. They lack the clarity that you do as to why they feel the need to put it away on a shelf. You know that it's being put away on a shelf because, you know, it needs to heal and then it'll, you know, things will get back moving between you and this person. They just know that I'm not going to think or talk to this person right now. So what seems to you like lack of care, that they're just able to put you away, is actually them showing their side of their connection to this connection with you. I don't know how else to explain that. And I have one deck left, so I'm going to get in the final messages before my thing dies again, because I'd be... see if I can get this done really quick. I would like for this to not die again, but you know, say la vie, what happens happens. Final closing messages. Let's see if I can get a... I'm not even going to put a word on this. This is just anything else they want me to say. Take these two. Put the swords in reverse. 8 of swords in reverse. Call this closing affirmations to see if I can get a coherent message from this. Nine of Wands. I'm turning these on up, right? Your closing message is Spirit wants to remind you that you're a divine person, a divine soul, that every single thing that has happened or will happen to you in this lifetime, you agreed to it happening before you came down here. Know that far less of your life is free will than you think, because you're so intuitive. So you sometimes worry that you've taken the wrong path, that you've done things wrong, that you failed to listen to your intuition. You always listen to your intuition. Know that you couldn't mess this up if you tried. And it doesn't matter. You have a lot of clarity about what's going on, but know that even if you didn't get these soul messages and we never told you who your soulmate is, all of this would plan out the same exact way. I feel like your intuitive spirit is a gift to you in a lot of ways, but sometimes it feels like a burden because you feel... It's almost like if life is a video game, you're aware that you're playing a video game. And sometimes that it helps you not take it so seriously. But then also it's like, you let me know that it was a game and I can win. And now I'm obsessed with winning. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this. I don't know if that makes any sense. Know that even if nobody told you it was a game, you would still win. That's my closing affirmative message. I hope that made sense. It's very weird, hard energy to like get my mouth around. They're talking about big concepts here. You don't need clarity to not mess this up. I feel like you worry all the time because you get such strong intuitive messages about what to say and do, you're like, if I say the wrong thing, I'm going to mess up my future. I'm going to ruin everything that I manifest if I mess up the situation. You couldn't ruin it. Like I said, a lot less is free will than you think. But there's also a lot more room for flexibility than you think. They almost kind of are pointing me back to this card. You see how there's this one person and they have all of these shadows behind them? That to me kind of feels like ancestor energy. They're kind of like, even if you do mess up, and I'm putting that in quotations because you're not really messing up, but even if you do mess up, know that you have a whole army of ancestors and spirit guides behind you that are turning things in your favor. You couldn't mess this up if you tried, and if you did try, they're like, we're not even letting you self-sabotage. It would still work out in your favor. So relax, release some of the anxiety here, because I'm getting a lot of anxiety. Look somewhere unlikely, be illogical, and get creative. Anything that is a compromise of what you truly want will fall apart. Be stubborn, be patient. I'm not going to clarify those. They're telling me that needs no clarification, so I hope this helped. I hope you have a nice day. I hope that if you are like me and you're not getting any sleep, that you do get some sleep soon, or at least find something to do while you can't sleep. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a nice day.